Welcome back to the Joe Danger Show, everyone. In this episode, we'll be spearfishing 30 miles off the coast of St. Pete Beach. My friend Alex Beecham is captaining us in his beautiful 25-foot center console Dorado Bay boat. The seas are choppy, but the Dorado eats the waves right up. Alex puts us on some fishy and sharky spots. We end up putting some great fish in the boat. Stay tuned for some action-packed diving. The visibility is incredible, and right off the bat, we see some monster gag grouper, which unfortunately are out of season. The ledges, though, are full of life. Schools of bait fish, smaller reef fish, and tons of mangrove snapper. And a few dives later, a shooter hogfish swims by and I take the shot. As I'm bringing this fish to the surface, I notice he has an old battle scar. Check out the wound behind his head from where another spearo had shot him before. Clay also shoots a nice hogfish, and Ollie put a few mangrove snapper in the boat as well. It's been a good start to the morning, and now that we're warmed up, we decided to venture further offshore in search of some pelagic fish. Alex said he had a honey hole where he had previously caught some big African pompano and he wanted us to check it out. And sure enough, I hop in the water at this spot and it is just loaded with marine life. There's schools of amberjack, there's big mangrove snapper towards the bottom of the water column, and there's quite a few sharks, including this cool dusky. I make a drop and right away I'm swarmed by amberjack. These fish are very tough, so it's important you make a good shot. The size limit on AJs is 34 inches, and it can definitely be tough to tell just how big a fish is when you're underwater. So if you're not sure, don't take the shot. But on this guy, you can see he's quite a bit larger than all the other fish in the school. And I pull the trigger, make a good holding shot, fight onto the surface, brain him, bleed him, and put him in the boat. I was gonna bleed him for a second. Clay and Ollie also put a hurting on the AJs, and just like that, we got plenty of meat in the boat to smoke later and make some AJ dip with. Clay shoots another good mangrove snapper, and on his way to the surface, I noticed that the fish is hanging on by a thread. So I make a quick dive and put a second shot in it for him. With the sharks starting to get fired up, it's important that we work together as a team and dispatch these fish as quickly as possible. We've been diving here for about 30 minutes now, and with all the sharks in the area, I tell the guys to meet back at the boat, so we're gonna move spots. But of course, Clay had just stumbled upon a small structure holding tons of life, and he says, let me do one more dive. So he goes down, pretty deep dive, probably 65, 70 feet, and he picks out about a 10-pound mangrove snapper. It's a really, really good sized fish. Makes a great shot, and as he's coming up to the surface, everything looks okay. And then out of nowhere comes a pack of hungry bull sharks, and they tax him just about 5 feet below his fins. Like I said, we should have moved. Wait. After that 8-foot bull shark tax Clay, we all decided it was a good idea to move spots. We ride out to a shipwreck in about 100 feet of water, and it is absolutely covered with sharks. I mean, this is the most sharks I've ever seen in my life. I popped my head underwater, and in just 30 seconds, I counted 12 bull sharks. And the boat next to us actually warned us not to get in the water because the bull shark had just attacked their trolling motor and broken it. So collectively, we decided to hop back in the boat and call it a day and head home and get an early start on cleaning the boat and filleting the fish. We've got a great haul. We've got some nice mangrove snappers, some hogfish, and plenty of AJ for the smoker. Look at this, something big, something big in the stomach here. Let's see what it is. Oh, look at that. What the heck, I have no idea. Who are we working with? It's a porgy.
Porgy. Wow,
it's a porgy.
Perfect bonus fish.
Get a load of this.
Bonus.
Hey.
On the fillet table.
Clay, up next on the fillet board. He just ate that.
Pretty big porgy.
Dude,
That fish
ate that fish.
This fish
We got him in his stomach.
ate that fish.
Probably like 2 hours ago.
All right. So after the fish are filleted, Alex fires up the green egg and tosses some of the fresh amberjack fillets on there. He smokes them up and ultimately turns them into some amazing fish dip. I gotta say, AJ get a bad reputation for being a trash fish or an oily fish, but if you take the time to bleed them, gut them, pack them with ice and process the meat the right way, I think they're absolutely delicious, especially if you eat them fresh or if you put them on the smoker and make them into fish dip. I hope you guys all enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We got a lot more trips in the works. Until next time.